welcome back to the channel. My name is Hen and this is Crafting from the Broom Closet. And the other day I told you I've been working on a special little project, and it's for a friend of mine, Phantasmagorical. That's her YouTube channel name. Fanta, as she's known fondly as. And she's not very well in hospital at the moment. And I just wanted to make something special for her. And she's known as her alter ego, the Dark Angel, Diorafly. Diorafly. No, something like that anyway. I've got start again. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Hen and this is Crafting from the Broom Closet. And today I'm working on a special project, one I mentioned in my last video, that's dedicated to my friend who is very ill in hospital at the moment. Her name is, or she goes by the name of Phantasmagorical, affectionately known as Fanta to her friends. And she's got an alter ego, the Dark Angel, and this is a project based on that. So you can see I've got a little bit of angely wings and feathers and a few phrases here, but I also actually have, these are pictures of Phantasmagorical that I've modified and played about with, and this is what we'll be using today. And this is a phrase that she says she really likes. It's, "If I am an angel, paint me with black wings." So this is what we're going to be working with today. And I'm going to start off, and hopefully my camera doesn't go because it normally does when it's playing background. I've got a little bit of card. These are just printed off images that I've printed off. So I've got a little bit of card. I have this. So this is going to be sort of like the outer cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this around, and then we'll have an even border all the way around, hopefully. Then we can start. I did try to get it to print edge to edge. My printer wouldn't allow me to do it. But yes, so I'm going to cut, like I said, I'm going to cut the edge off this that shouldn't be there, and then we'll start. You can use, obviously, scissors, a knife and a ruler, which is what I've been using mostly. But I'm actually going to get my paper trimmer out today. Yes, I have a paper trimmer. But if you haven't got a paper trimmer, either of these two will work. Either of these two will work. Scissors. I'm not very good at cutting straight lines with scissors. We know that. The ruler and the knife. But the paper trimmer just makes life so much easier. So I'm going to use my paper trimmer, which I don't know why. It's looking very grimy. It's not even old. It's quite new. So I'm just going to trim. Let me get up so I can see if I'm lined up. Just going to trim off the white edges for now. Oh, my paper trimmer's not trimming very well, is it? Might be better off with a knife. Just trim that off. Because, see? Don't know how that managed to not trim properly, but it didn't. It is what it is. It is what it is. And go over it a couple of times. It should do a better job. Very, very light edge on that one. slight edge even, not light edge. Slight edge. And a slight edge at the bottom. Oh, I think I took too much off at the bottom there. Never mind, it's fine. So, let's get my paper. My card even. I'm going to stick that down. I really don't know what happened there. My edges went all funny. My paper trimmer went all funny. I'm actually going to get the knife out because I think it'll do a better job because that just looks awful. Oh, it just means it's not going to be the sizes I wanted it to be, but hey ho. Let's get my knife out. I don't know what happened, what's going on with my paper trimmer. Maybe I've got dirt in the slot. That might be what's going on. I might need to give it a good clean. Let's try with a knife instead, hey? Just want to take a tiny bit off just to neaten it up. And my mat has got straight lines, so if I'm lining it up with the straight lines on the mat, it should line up as well here. Better. This is the other one that went really bad. I could do with my longer ruler really, couldn't I? I don't know where it is at the moment, but it's fine. She says. It's not really fine if I can't see. You know what? I'm going to fold it along this line here because I'm going to be folding it along that line anyway. And then I might actually be able to see. So as you can see, I've put lines on here. And these are the lines. Because this is going to become the spine of the book that I'm making. That's what we're making. We're making a book. There we go. There we go, that's better. Trim a fraction off that end. Just to neaten it up. I'll have to figure out why my paper trimmer was being such a pain in the backside. And a fraction off this end. I don't know if I folded that very straight. It's all good. Yeah, that doesn't look straight at all, does it? Let's get you lined up with a line that I can work with. Because at the moment, I can't work with any of them lines. There we go. Come back here. Get away, you didn't need to. That's better. Okay. So yeah, so these lines are going to be the spine of the book, and hopefully when I fold this over, I've trimmed it to the right place that they actually will line up. But we'll see. I could be using my scoreboard. I don't think I need to with this thinness of paper. If I'm using something harder, thicker, then I might need the scoreboard. If I line that. It'll work. We'll work. We'll make it work. So then get my card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that down roughly in the centre. And I don't mind it has a border around it because it will look cool. But let's just see how centralised I am on that. But I've glued tape to me thing. So this is, oh, what am I doing? I've got a board here. This is just under 30 centimetres fractionally. The page I'm gluing down is 27.5 centimetres. So if I use this thing, I think that's about the centre that way. Now I need to make it the centre the other way. That's about centre. I don't know why I'm lining it up now because I've got to put the glue on. Oops. I'm just going to use glue stick. I'm not worrying about getting glue onto the card that I'm gluing onto, because you know that'll be hidden anyway. Just don't get it all the way to the edge of the card I'm gluing onto, because that won't be hidden. Hence why I'm moving it around. Glue stick all over. Oh, this is very thin, cheap copy paper. You know, the stuff you get in the supermarkets for like £5 for like 500 sheets, which is why I am backing it more than anything else. If I'd printed it onto the card, I wouldn't be having to do this side. But I do think I need to do this side because the paper's so thin. Ooh. It's a bit crinkly, but I think that's cool. That looks good to me. Now, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now, obviously, I've scored, or I've folded there, but I actually need to fold the card as well now. So I'm just going to obviously use this to score. It's going the wrong way. I don't want it to fold this way, but I want it to score this way. Just so I can use that line to fold against. And the same on this one. this is how you can do it if you haven't got a scoreboard. I have, but I'm not using the scoreboard because remember, I'm trying to make it so you can do things with me. So now I can see them lines there. I can bring my ruler up this side. And again, fold it. But this time, let's take it a bit harder. Harder? Firmer? Firmer on the fold? Firmer on the fold. I may have made this a bit too wide, but we'll see. See what happens. Not quite. Oh dear, that's gone off completely skewy, hasn't it? Oh. Let's try and fix that. Let's try and fix that. That's better. Right. Back of the scissors to force that fold. Yeah, it went off skewy from that side too. Good thing I didn't actually. I think they call it burnishing. That's it. It's burnishing the fold. I haven't burnished the fold, but I can move it, and that's better. That's more. That's more where I want it to be. Okay. So this is going to be the cover. That's why I've done the cardboard backing on it. And what we're going to do, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to open it up for a minute, so I can stick on my front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this and one of these pictures on the front. And as we've discovered, me blade isn't working very well. Me trimmer. So I'm just going to cut around it, and I'm going to use the knife and ruler. Right, I'm just going to hold it right to the edge of this scallop, so I'm not cutting off the scallop because I quite like the scallop. I'm probably going to get told off for not putting the knife down when I'm not using it. And to be fair, when I watched the replay on the video, I went, yeah, that does look scary. When I was doing my last video, I got a comment, please put the knife down when you're not using it. Because I was so scared you were going to... Oh, this isn't a self-healing... This is not a self-healing board. That's a bit disappointing. I'm seeing the cut marks through it. That's not what I want. Maybe I just need to be a bit more gentle. Yes, don't go in so deep. Don't go in so deep, hen. Look. So that's one. And I'm going to have this dark angel thing here. Oh, sugar, that wasn't meant to happen. I won't skew it. Well, that's fine. We will cut off the scallop edges on this one, apparently. I'll do that once I've cut it off here. Let's get rid of the excess I don't need for now. Because I went skew if, and I cut off half the scallop there. So let's just tidy it up. So I'm going to take off the scallop, apparently. That's fine. I'll keep the scallop on that one. Take the scallop off this one. It's fine. It is fine. Right, so I'll use my lines on the board. Give me the straight line. Sort of. Oh, don't move. Don't move. No, I didn't only just cut my fingers. I didn't only just cut my fingers. I'll pull it down, okay? I'll pull it down. Right, so there's that one. There's that one. And then I'm going to cut this picture here because I do like this picture. Hopefully I can cut a straight line this time. Out of the way. Yeah, out the way. I go quiet when I'm concentrating, sorry. Nope. To the edge of the ruler. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is, see, that will go on there. So it looks like, so that goes on there. So it looks like the frame's around it, and then we've got, that goes underneath. And they both go on to the cover like so. So that's there. And that underneath. So let's start by putting the frame on. I need some scrap paper or something to go underneath. I don't want glue all over my mat. I do. Actually, I need to bring it over. There you go. About there. That one underneath. About there. Am I straight? Probably not. Does it matter? No. And then make sure it's the right way up. Okay, I need to stand up to see what I'm doing here. There you go. So that is my front cover. That is the Dark Angel. Phantasmagorical. Or Diorify. Diorify. She has an angel name. And it was given to her at a Ren fair. By this lady here. So that is a picture of her being named by the queen, the fair queen, I think it was. Okay, so let's go on the inside. Now I've made some pockets here. You see, so the idea is they will go on here, and we'll fold along these lines, and it will give us the pocket. And because most of this is getting tucked away, I'm going to get my scissors out for this one because it doesn't really matter. And I think I'm going to have the one with the cat on here and the one with the wings on the other side. And I'm going to use the other two in the booklet. The only line that needs to be straight on this is the top one. Because like I said, sorry, I realise I'm not in camera. The only one that needs to be straight on this is this top one, because these are going to get tucked behind, so it doesn't really matter if you're not 100% straight on these. I will ask Fanta if I have permission to put these pictures on my Buy Me a Coffee for you to use if you wanted to make this book. When I get a chance to talk to her. Haven't had a chance to talk to her. She is in hospital. I am in touch with her son, who's keeping me updated on her. She is improving, so that's a positive. I didn't see. This is why I don't cut with scissors. I can't cut straight lines. I think I just made that worse. Hey ho. Right, so what we will do is along these lines here, we're folding it inwards along the black thin line, folding it inwards. So, like so. And then when you glue your pocket down, it means it gives you a bit more space to tuck things in it. And I'm just sticking with the glue stick. You could use tape. You could use a stronger glue, but I'm just going to stick with the glue stick. Where's my thing? There we go. But yeah, so this gives you a little bit more room so you can stick things into the pocket. I'm going to put a pocket there. I'm going to have a pocket on the back as well. I'm going to use this one. And in a way, the pictures could be telling the story. And it's up to the person looking at the pictures to interpret the story. So my SD card ran out of space. I had to delete some stuff. So I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, I think I was saying how you know, the person using this can make the story up. Oh yeah, no, I did say I do know a little bit of the story. Like I said, Fanta's Dark Angel name was given to her at the Renaissance Fair by the Queen of the festival, the fair. But in her idea of a story, she falls from the sky and has no memory and has to find out who she is and why she is there. And I know she wants to make a comic out of this story, so you know. That was her plan, to have a comic made out of her story. And maybe one day that will happen. I hope it does. She does like comics. To really get into independent comics. Which is amazing for someone that can't see. But yes, she does like her independent comics. And I really do hope that one of her friends that she's made along the way would be willing to help her make her comic one day. The story of the Dark Angel and how she came to be. Okay. We'll glue this one down. Oh, that's the wrong glue stick. That's got its lid on. Oh, no, I actually put the lid back on the glue stick. Well, that's amazing. I'm getting better. I'm getting better if I'm putting lids back on glue sticks, I tell you. Try and make them level with each other. Not that they're going to be next to each other, because there's going to be lots of pages in between them. That's not gluing down. Why are you not gluing down? Don't think I put enough glue on. Oh, it's sticking in the wrong place. Yes, try not to get the glue on this side, because otherwise you'll be gluing down where you don't want it. Oh, see, I've done it again. I've put glue on the inside. Let's get rid of that. I'm not worried about this mark showing because it won't show. Look, but if you rub the glue, it will ball. It basically comes off like that. I don't need you. Yes, so try not to get the glue on the bit that is the pocket, because otherwise you're going to screw your pocket shut. And we don't do that. The idea of putting this border, it's got another name. My mind is not recalling it at the moment. Is that we have more room in the pocket, not less room. So there we go. That's glued down now. So that one's there. Yeah. See, I've got glue where I didn't want the glue. Oh well. We've got a pocket. We've got another pocket. I don't know how I managed that. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's it. I fixed it. It's now working. So I've got some more pockets that I can use there, and I'm probably going to use them on other pages. I've got these, which I'm going to make belly bands out of. So let's do some of them. Do it that way because I like to be able to see the line I'm lining up against. And I can't see it if I cover it with the ruler. You can, as well, use your ruler to tear, but I do want it. I'm going to use a knife just because, you know, I'm using a knife. Some people are really talented at using rulers to tear. So this is a belly band that's going to go in. These are the pieces of paper I'm going to use, but as you know, I've made a spine there. So if I just put these in folded in half, they're going to stick out like so. And I don't want them to stick out. So we do actually need to trim a little bit off. So I want them to be just inside. So I do that like so. That's not what I wanted. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Do that like so. It shows me I need to trim off about that much. I don't know if that's right. Maybe a little bit more than that. So if I take off about, what's that, 2 centimetres? Yeah, I take off about 2 centimetres from the pages. I'm just going to bring in, how many pages have I got there? 6 or 7, I don't know. There's a few pages there. Line them all up, pop you out of the way, and we're going to take off about 2 centimetres. Let's line that one up there. There we go. It's straight at the bottom, yep. I'll take off that much. just shifted over. That bottom page just shifted over to. Hang on. Let's get that back there. So I'm going to take it down to the desk because it's 30 centimetres. I'm going to take it down to the 28 mark. It's just less than 30 centimetres. That should make it small enough. So line that up there. Why does that straight? That's better. So I'm lining it up, this line and this line. So we've got a straight line going on. Hopefully, don't push down too hard because it ruins my board for starters. If I just keep going through, and they will all end up cut through. Not pressing too hard. Oh. Struggling at that top bit, isn't it? There we go. There we go. So all the pages are the same size now. And we're just going to fold them in half. She says. Fold them in half. Fold them in half. How do I manage not to fold things in half properly? Right, okay, I'll tell you why it's gone like that, and it's not because I cut it crookedly. I mean, I might have folded it crookedly. It's not because I cut it crookedly. But what's happened is because the pages are all the same size, but this one in the middle is now sticking out further. So that's why we've got this line crease, this line where it's not smooth. So I'm just gonna line it all back up again and just trim off that little bit of an edge so they're all now back to the same size. Well, they're not actually the same size. And it's not, like I said, that I've folded, I mean, I might have folded it crookedly, but I don't think I have. Let's start, before I do that, let me there we go. Let that crease better. And then I'm just going to trim off that edge. Ideally, I want it to line up with something so I can see where I'm trimming it. I don't want to take too much off. So that looks like I'm having to take loads off. Am I not lining things up? Do you know what? I think I'll just unfold. I'll just, do you know what? It's not that bad. I'm just going to leave it. So if I start messing about, I'm going to make a mess. So obviously there's a lot of a lot more room in here, and I could fit a lot more pages in here. But by the time I've added stuff in, it might not be so much room. So that will go here. That'll be the first page, and I'm going to put on a belly band. Make sure it's the right way up. So just a bit of glue at the top and a bit of glue at the bottom. and it means I can then tuck things behind. Where's my glue board? Where's my glue bit? Glue bit. The glue bit stuck to things. There we go. Tiny bit of glue at the top, a tiny bit of glue at the bottom. I'm going to stick that down. And what I want this to be usable for is for photos. This is my plan. So this will be usable for photos. So you can tuck photos in there, tuck photos in there. So I am going to be or drawing or writing or whatever you want to use it for. So the next one, I'm going to use one of these pictures, and it'll be a tuck spot. And because they're quite small, I'm going to use my scissors. You really don't want to... See, this is the problem. I'm concentrating. I can't talk and concentrate at the same time. And I just sit there in silence. You don't want silence. So that will go down, and that will be a tuck spot. But I think that needs backing, because otherwise it's going to be a bit flimsy. So what I'm going to do is get... trying to find a piece of paper that I haven't used. I'm just going to get another sheet of the printer paper. I'm going to mount that on, and then it will just give it a bit more. It's not much more rigidity. It's a good word, isn't it? But it's a little bit more rigidity. And then hopefully it will be a bit more stable. So leave a slight border, not much, just a slight border. I don't know why I use scissors when I could use a knife. Not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Like I said, so on the next page, I'm going to stick that down. And I'm just going to stick it one along here and one along here, and then things can tuck behind it. So along this edge and that edge. So I don't want to glue there, I don't want to glue there. So I'll hold that there, and then I'll know I'm gluing along this edge and this edge. Oh, make sure I've got the actual thing up the right way. I'm not going to put it all the way to the edge. I'm going to bring it in a bit. Like so. So the next page will be this one. And not every page needs to have something stuck to it, but I have got plenty of things I can stick to. But I'm thinking maybe by just mounting that one in the middle and not having it as a just as a picture. I'm thinking that. And maybe putting one of the phrases. And keep remembering, you can't see me cutting if I take it away from the page. Away from the camera even. I actually took some of these photos. So Phantasmagoria came to stay with me for a couple of months, a year, nearly 2 years ago now. And I know I took this photo because I know where this is. This is in a graveyard in a well, that's the church in the background, in a place called Stony Stratford. So I know I definitely took this one. Some of the other ones I'm not so sure about, but this one I remember taking it. Remember the day we went there. So I'm thinking I might just stick that on like that, or I might stick it at the top and bottom. No, I'm just going to stick it on like that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that one, darkness, another kind of light, and I'm going to stick that down as well. Right, let's get into view. I'm just trimming it around the edge as best I can. A lot of the professional paper crafters, they use they use ink to go around the edges to hide where they've messed up cutting. I mean, I have got some inks, they're not great inks. I haven't got all the dabber tools and stuff, but do you know what? I'm not worrying about that right now. Not worrying too much about that right now. If I was worried about that, I'd be using much better paper. So if I put that on like that, and then that down there, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I am sticking it down properly. It's not going to be a pocket. But, oh, I've just had an idea actually. I'm going to put that up there, like that. Now, I'm not going to use this as a pocket, but, where did I just put that one? I could just glue that there and there, and then that becomes a little like belly band, but lower down. So if I wanted to, I can tuck things behind it. Like that. So now, once that's dry, you'll be able to see that you can tuck things up there. Let me just get a bit of the paper that I cut off. So yeah, look, see? You can put things behind it. Like so. And you're just going to work through put different things in. I don't think you need to watch the whole process, because otherwise the video will be long. But let's do a couple more. So I could use one of these as a tuck over here. Yeah, I might use one of these feathers as well. So concentrating again. I am making this up as I go along. I had an idea. So I'm going to put that one there. I don't actually know if I want as many pages as I've made, just because I want to use some of these as no, we'll go with it. Where's the feather? Where's the feather? Where's the feather? Where's the feather? There we go. And I'm thinking of putting that feather like just like that, because not everything has to be straight. I do want to keep the border on this feather. Right, if I sort of stick the feather like that, and then I have that there as a tuck spot. Now could I have a diagonal tuck? Or should I just stick it on? I think I might just stick it on. I don't think everything needs to be a tuck. So I'm just going to stick the feather on. Like so. And then this one is going to be a tuck. that goes that way, so I want this side and the bottom. Like so. Oh, I didn't back this one, so we'll be able to see that's, yeah, much weaker. Let's take that off. I'm going to back it, because remember I backed the other one just to give it a bit more strength. Okay. So you see how thin the paper is, you can see the feather through it. It's not where I want it to be. I want to leave a slight border all the way around it, remember? Just a slight border. There we go. It's better. Bit of glue under there. Would help if I had the glue up the right way. Okay. Try again. So that's the bottom, that's the side I want to glue. Okay. So I'm going to work my way through this, and I'll come back at the end and show you what I've done. So here we go. I've put it together. I've still got to stitch the pages in, but let's have a look at what I've done. So that's the cover. Page 1. Page 2. Let me just show you how these work. So there's a pocket there. There's a tuck spot there. Tuck spot there. A large pocket there. This one isn't anything there, but that is there. There's another large pocket there. Another tuck spot. Another tuck spot. So these are called belly pans. Another tuck spot there, corner tuck spot. A little notebook there. This one again, it's not the picture, it's this bit that's a little... That's just a picture, nothing on there. Another corner tuck spot there. Obviously, that's already there, tuck spot. And then a big pocket there. And on the back, nope, we've still got more. Another belly band. This one is nothing. I forgot that's nothing. That one's nothing, it's just a picture and the writing. And then we got a pocket here. And then the large pocket there. All I need to do now is stitch it in. So I've got two small signatures that I'll stitch in, and that'll be it complete. And that is my Dark Angel book, specially made for the lovely Phantasmagorical. Thank you. See you soon. Oh, Dark angels are magic. It counts for Magical May. See you soon. Bye bye.